Well, welcome to the Change Energizer Hot Seat Podcast. This is a place where leaders are dropped into the hot seat to open up about high-stake wins and reveal the trust X factor behind the triumphs. I'm your host, Scott Carley, the Trust Energizer, and I believe the confidence people have in the way you show up, your character and expertise is a real game changer. When trust is high, people and teams don't just perform, but they pull off legendary Super Bowl wins. So today's guest is Tycha Kimbrough from Kimbrough Legal Family Law Practice. And you call Tycha when you want elite legal guidance in starting your new life. So Tycha, tell our audience what you do and who you serve.
Absolutely. And first, thanks so much for having me, Scott. I'm glad to be here today. So as Scott mentioned, I'm Tycha Kimbrough, and I'm the CEO and founding attorney at Kimbrough Legal PLLC, where we help professionals navigate divorces and family law while protecting their children's assets and peace.
Oh, I love that. I love that very much. And I'll mention it later. I've been through a divorce, and so I have a deep appreciation for what an attorney can mean to a person who's going through a divorce. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. So I'm excited about us spending some time together today.
Me as well.
So Tycha, here's what we both know. Every one of your clients, prospects, and decision makers are silently asking you a series of trust-based questions before they ever sign the deal. They may not say it out loud, but they're scanning for signals, looking for proof that you're someone they can rely on, collaborate with, and work alongside. That's exactly why I created the Trust Credit Score, a framework built around the 5 key signals of trust. Your vibe check, your agenda and motives, do you walk your talk, can you really deliver, and do you have receipts? So today, I'm putting you in the hot seat to answer 8 questions that your clients are already asking, whether they realize it or not, about your professional services. So this is unscripted. We're just going to dive right into it. And let's get started. I got a few good questions that I want to ask you about. So number one, I guess the first one is, will you advocate for me, not just legally, but emotionally and financially? I mean, can I count on you to protect what really matters to me, not just the case, and get it closed?
Absolutely. So when someone comes to me for a divorce or a custody matter, they're not just handing me their legal problem. They're handing me their entire world in that moment. And we really try to help our clients holistically. So we're not just focused on just where they are right now, but we're trying to help them 10 years from now, 20 years from now. We're trying to ensure that they have a good future. So our tagline is actually managing the present and securing the future. So my job isn't just to file motions and to show up to court. We're really here to protect the things that matter the most to our clients. So that's their children, their peace of mind, their financial stability, as well as their dignity. Not just me, I have an outstanding team of attorneys and staff. So we really try our best to advocate fiercely in the courtroom and beyond the courtroom. So we're there guiding them with their emotional challenges as well. So we really do utilize that counseling part of attorney and counselors at law. So we're really here to help our clients navigate the complete chapter and beyond when they come to us for assistance.
Yeah, I love that, because sometimes when people come to you, regardless, but, a divorce or anything, it's like, just get me through this thing. Just get me through this thing. I don't care about what happens later. Just get me through this thing. And what I hear from you is you're going to come up beside them and say, well, we're going to get you through this thing, but we've got to think about 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road. And all of that is a big deal. Now, I'm going to just step in. I went through a really tough divorce that I brought on myself. I guess it's been 25 years ago. Boy, that's a long time. And I had 2 small children. I say small. I guess they were maybe 9 and 13 and 15, something like that, just young teenagers. And I didn't hire a divorce attorney. I let my wife, my ex, she's the one who hired the attorney. And I felt so bad about what I had done because I let a relationship with a staff member cross the line. I just messed up. So I felt like I deserved any bad thing that came my way. But there were things that were woven into that divorce that and child custody that really hurt me. And, I don't ever plan for that to ever happen again, but because it won't. But man, I can see where I really needed somebody like you to protect some things that I had a right to have. And I'm sure you hear this story all the time, don't you?
We do. We absolutely do at times. And I do want to mention something about what you just stated. You felt as if like you had it coming and that whatever she wanted, you should have just agreed to that. But in those sort of situations, we help our clients understand that we're all human. We sometimes make mistakes, but one mistake or one bad decision should not necessarily mean that you have to pay for that forever, right? So again, that's where we're here to not just help our clients with the present, but we're trying to help them secure the future. And we're trying to ensure that they walk away with something that is livable and something that they can, a result that can work for them long term.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think that's cool. So, another thing that I know your clients are asking, are you going to be brutally honest with me and about what's realistic? I mean, will you tell me what I need to hear, not just what I want to hear?
Yes. So a lot of our clients have a love and hate relationship with us when it comes down to that. One of the biggest promises that I make to every client, and one thing that my team also does, we're going to tell our clients the truth, even when it's hard and even when that's not what they want to hear. People aren't hiring us to sugarcoat the situation, they're hiring us to guide them. And that means being clear and honest about what's realistic, what's risky, and what the courts in Texas may do in their situation, what they actually tend to often do. So that is something that our clients don't have to worry about. We're going to tell them the absolute brutal truth.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of those people that are coming your way, I'll say thank you.
And they may hate me for it, but I'm still going to tell them what they need to hear. That's the honest thing, not just what they want to hear.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather find out early than find out in court. And so, yeah, that I think that's important. And that kind of brings up the next question that I have. Do you have courtroom and negotiation experience to protect me and my children? Have you seen cases like mine and know how to navigate the storms ahead and child custody and all of those things?
At this point, Scott, I've literally handled hundreds of divorce and custody cases, as well as touched even more when my associates are handling those and I'm overseeing their work. So we've handled cases ranging from high conflict custody battles to complex financial divorces involving businesses, real estate portfolios, and relocation issues. So we're literally in court every week. We're negotiating our clients' cases daily. So we're very familiar with the tendencies of our local judges, mediators, as well as opposing counsel. In addition to being a trial lawyer, I'm also a mediator myself. So as a mediator, I help parties resolve disputes. So I've learned so much from mediating cases that I also, of course, utilize when we're helping our clients negotiate cases and vice versa, right? From all of the experience that I've had when I'm helping parties negotiate it during mediation, I'm using the experience that we have. So when cases get messy, when a parent is unsafe, when assets go missing, when someone refuses to co-parent, my clients know that I have the skill set and the track record to handle them, to handle that storm that they may be going through.
Oh man, where were you back in my day, 25 years ago? I could certainly have used some of the things that you just talked about. Well, one of the things that happened to me was, our girls were about 3.5 years apart, And so I was, happy to pay child support, and I did pay child support. I didn't realize, though, that my child support was tied not until each one reached 18 years old, but I paid child support on both of them until the youngest one reached 18. And part of what that did is it didn't let me feel like the money I was sending uh, was going to go to my oldest one's college. And I wanted it to come from me, not through child support. So, if I had to do it different, I would have done it different, but I didn't know because I didn't hire somebody smart like you.
I hear you with that. And under Texas law, that's not how it works. So we're able to ensure that we have the proper provisions in our clients' orders to make sure that they're well protected. In some situations, parties can agree to other things that are not necessarily in alignment with the law, but we're able to tell our clients if the pros and the cons of what they may consider adding to their order. And again, we don't sugarcoat anything. So in that situation that you dealt with, I probably would have recommended that that's not a route that you take. And instead, if you want to further contribute, you just pay that directly, but outside of a court order. Because when you have something in a court order, you must follow that. So my
Yeah.
heart goes out to you. I understand.
Yeah. And she got the money, I would have rather have her gotten it from me instead of my ex. And everybody contributed to everybody going to college. But that brings up the next question. And that is, can I be vulnerable and tell you the truth, even the ugly parts about me or the situation, without feeling judged? I mean, are you going to be a safe place where I can lay it all out on the table and just tell you what's there?
Yes, Scott. So it is so important that clients are vulnerable and that they tell me the truth, even the ugly parts. I tell clients all the time that this is a judgment free zone. I can't help somebody if I only know the pretty parts. People going through divorce are often carrying guilt, shame, fear, as well as secrets. So I try my best to ensure that I curate a safe space where clients can feel like they can be fully honest and open. Because if I don't have the full picture, I'm not in a position to best help them. So please, audience, take note of this. If you have an attorney, it is very important that you're fully transparent. And if you feel like that you can't be vulnerable and honest to your attorney, that's probably not the best attorney for you, right? There's some sort of gap in that communication. And it's so important that you're able to effectively communicate with your lawyer. So again, I try my best to ensure that there's an open environment where my clients do understand this is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tasha. I think that is really excellent. And I've learned it may take a long time, but the truth eventually always comes out. So it's better to lay it out there than try to feel like you're hiding something. So anyway, I love that. Thank you. So, Will, I think I can already have the answer to this, but your clients are asking, will you remain calm and confident when things get messy? Or will your emotions and ego escalate conflicts and then cost me more money?
One of my strengths is I don't get rattled too easily, or really at all when it comes to dealing with my clients' cases. The cases
Good.
can absolutely get emotional, sometimes explosive for the clients, but that's where my role and my attorney's role comes in, where we need to make sure that we stay calm, strategic, and solutions focused. So that's not something that a client has to worry about from us. And although I am my client's partner in this process, where I'm doing where I'm walking alongside them to help them get the best outcome, I'm still not personally going through that situation. It's very important that I maintain that separation and maintain a level headness, which we do. So I definitely recommend, clients need to understand that as well, right? The situation may make them become very emotional, but I can't, operate from that same perspective. Of course, we care about our clients and we want the best outcome for them, but we have to make sure that we're here where we're staying strategic and calm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's an assuring answer that you're not going to get sucked into all the emotion that I've got. You know, you're
Right.
30,000 feet above or 10,000 or whatever the term is, and you can make better judgments. And that's why I hire you. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Well, also, this is kind of a deal. I know things come up, discovery of stuff comes up. Will you keep me informed without overwhelming me? I mean, am I going to be left in the dark or held hostage by legal jargon and fear? Or will you help me to know what's going on without blowing me away?
Scott, I believe communication builds trust. Clients don't need 20 emails a day, but they do need to, of course, be well informed about what's happening in their case. At my firm, we balance both. We provide regular updates, we explain things in plain English, and we give our clients clarity about the next steps. So we utilize a client portal where clients are able to message us, schedule appointments with us,
I like that.
documents. Absolutely. So we're a very modern firm. We're part of the 21st century, of course. So even before COVID happened, we were already communicating with clients like remotely, where we were able to hop onto a video conference call. Clients didn't necessarily have to do everything face to face with us, and we allow clients to self schedule. So we absolutely provide the regular updates that are needed to ensure that our clients are well informed about what's happening. And we're not seeking to talk above their heads. We're trying to make it as easy as possible to understand. And I think that's one thing that's a strength of mine, just trying to simplify things and be very clear. Of course, my clients didn't go to law school, so I don't need to necessarily explain the rules of perpetuities, right? We just want to make things as simple as possible for them to understand.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I love the fact that yeah, portals and communication tools so that people can stay in touch and go back and reread things. And sometimes, and when I'm emotional, or I read things and I get an idea, and then I come back later when I've calmed down and read it again, and I go, "Oh, that didn't say that. That was me." So I like that people can have a portal where they can come back and find out what's going on. I think that's great.
Absolutely. And we represent a lot of professionals, busy professionals at that. So sometimes they're communicating with us via the portal after hours. They may not necessarily have a moment where they're able to come into the office or even make that phone call. So they're able to send us a quick text message or a portal message, and we're able to quickly respond to them.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's great. You know what's swimming across my head right now is, back in the day, and that's been several minutes ago, not just a minute ago, but back in the day, we had those message machines at home. When somebody called, left a message, the message machine would pick it up and say, "Oh, leave a message," and then anybody could come by and press the button and hear that message. And I'm thinking, oh my word, can you imagine a very sensitive legal matter being left on a thing like that? Thank
Right.
goodness we don't have those things anymore.
You're right. You're right. And people, people can still leave voicemails, but we don't leave voicemails that have anything confidential or sensitive for that exact reason.
Yeah, good, good. I'm sure somebody in this audience just breathed a great big sigh of relief and it's going to say,
Right.
"What's her number? I need to call her and talk to her right now." Yeah,
Give us a call. We're always happy to help.
yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, so now here's a question that comes from the movies, sort of, um, because what you see on TV and the movies, paint a picture until you actually sit down with a family attorney. But will you stay professional even if my ex's attorney starts playing dirty? I mean, can you defend me fiercely without stooping to drama or revenge tactics?
Scott, I've seen every tactic: the high conflict lawyer, the delay game, the intimidation strategy. But of course, we don't rise to that level. As we discussed earlier, like it's very important that we stay strategic and solutions focused. professional, and focus on the end goal. So those aren't things that we let sway us. When opposing counsel wants to play games, we just level up. And by the way, we're not playing checkers, we're playing chess, right? So they're probably over there playing checkers and we're playing chess with the strategy. So I believe that you can absolutely fight fiercely without fighting dirty. And the attorneys who were able to stay grounded and prepared are the ones who win. It's not the attorneys who were utilizing all of those shenanigans, right? We're coming with the law, we're coming prepared, and we're coming ready playing chess, not checkers. So my clients trust that we'll defend them and represent them well, right, against those sort of tactics without escalating unnecessary conflicts or burning through their resources.
Yeah, I love that. I love that very much. And part of what I hear from that is when they start putting the pressure on, you stand firm and say, "Whoa, hold on, we're not budging." And maybe there's some negotiation, but I like that. I like what I'm hearing. I think that's great. Um, it's when we started on, I've got another question, but as when we started on talking about this, somebody comes to you and they've got their life past, their children maybe, and their future, and they're handing that over to you and saying, help me negotiate through this very difficult thing in my life, my career, whatever it is. And everything that you've been sharing with me today has just taken the anxiety level just down, 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 because you get it. You get it. You've had experience. You've seen a lot. Maybe you've seen it all.
Seen too much over these, yeah, over these almost a decade. Absolutely.
Wow. Wow. Now, there's another key element that comes into this, and that is, can I trust the team behind you? I mean, who's on your support staff, and will they treat my case like a priority and not just a file?
Yes, absolutely, Scott. So divorce is not just a one person job, in my opinion. I have a whole team behind me. I have more than 20 legal professionals on my team, and my team is trained to provide the best possible support to our clients. So our clients don't just get me, they get our entire legal department. So we have, of course, senior level attorneys, we have associate attorneys who may be more cost effective for the clients where price is a significant concern. We have paralegals who were able to do a lot of some of the administrative aspects, redacting documents, following up for minor aspects. And of course, that saves our clients money. We have intake people, receptionists who are able to just ensure again that our clients have a good experience. And one other thing about my firm, that we do somewhat differently from some law firms. It's important to us to really have that level of support. And we're not just trying to have help our clients just with their legal issues. We're trying to help them holistically. And I found the best way for us to truly help our clients holistically and ensure they have the best client experience. We also have like department heads, we have a COO, we have the proper structure in place to make sure that we can have solid policies and procedures, solid oversight of our team members, just to make sure that we're providing a solid service all the time for our clients, and that client A and client B both have stellar experiences with our firm.
Oh, I love that. And what my ears are hearing as a coach and a speaker is, you're running a business. You're running a law firm that is a business. And if I walk in, I'm not going to see files just stacked everywhere and boxes on the floors.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely not.
yeah,
We're also a paperless law firm, but we do, of course, have our files and paper for court purposes.
yeah, I get it. I understand. And I have some firsthand experience because you gave me the opportunity to come in and train your team, your whole team, about being an elite high trust team. So they can do that among themselves and they can do that with clients. And So I obviously have I'm jaded because I have watched the way your team
Absolutely.
received that kind of information and then acted on it. Well,
Absolutely. And of course, and thank you for that. Before we even move on, Scott, thank you so much for coming in. Our team had an amazing experience with you leading the workshop, Focus on Trust. They still talk about that, and I'm looking forward to having you come back as well.
Good, good. Well, we look forward to it. Now, before we wrap up and bring it to a close, you may have some things. I've had a bunch of questions. You may have some things that you want to share that I didn't cover or I didn't talk about. Is there anything that comes to your mind that you want to make sure our audience knows about you and your team before we wrap it up?
Sure. One thing that I will share is our primary office is located in Austin, Texas, but we also do have offices in San Antonio, Texas, as well as Houston, Texas. And we serve up and down I 35. So, in addition to the areas that I just mentioned, we also serve all areas surrounding Austin. And we also serve the Bell County community as well. We handle a lot of military divorces as well as a lot of LGBTQIA divorces. So we are happy to help if anybody is contemplating a divorce or just needs some assistance or just need somebody to talk to better understand their options. One thing that I will also mention, and I briefly touched on this earlier, everybody is not necessarily the right client for me and my team, and we're not the right, firm for every single client, right? Or vice versa. But it's very important that people find the right attorney when they're dealing with a divorce or child custody matter. And if you feel like your attorney is not the right fit for you, my recommendation is to always speak with that attorney, try to see if y'all can get on the same page because this relationship is so vital and it's so important. And Scott, that's why I love how that we're having this conversation about trust and it's really an important relationship. So I just want to let the audience know that and before you even enter into a attorney client relationship, ask the right questions, right? Ask about that attorney's communication style and what you should expect from them. Ask about when you should expect for them to respond back to your questions that you may have, right? It's very important that you enter into the relationship where there's clarity on both ends. So definitely come armed and make sure that you get your questions answered.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. One of the
Absolutely.
things that you and I were talking several months ago, and you mentioned to me, you said when a client comes in, I don't just jump right on. Oh, okay, let's get your divorce papers written up. But you mentioned that sometimes you will sit down with them and say, okay, let's talk about what you're coming in to do. You're fixing to end a marriage, and you may have very legitimate reading reasons. And so here's the deal: a divorce is hard. Staying in a family that is not working out like you wanted to is hard. Choose your hard because going through a divorce is not a walk in the park, is it? And
It's not a walk in the park.
people need to know that.
Mhm.
And I love the way that you said earlier. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear as well. I like that. So I'm highly recommending you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. And to just piggyback off of what you were mentioning, one other thing that my team does, sure, we're a divorce and family law firm, but we also understand that maybe not everybody needs a divorce as well. Although I'm a divorce attorney, I still love love and I'm a married woman myself. So if there is a way for the parties to make their marriage work, whether that's through counseling or just trying to figure out a method for them to get on the same page, we highly recommend that. Sometimes divorce is not always the answer, but when it is the answer, we're there to support our clients through that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, and thank you for being really good at that. So how can people get in touch with you? You've got your website and um, uh,
Absolutely.
KimbroughLegal.com, but
Yes.
is that the best way, or is there another way for people to get in touch with you?
So we're on every single social media platform. It's our at sign is at Kimbrough Legal for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Our website is fine. Our website does have like the contact us form. It has our firm's phone number, which is 833 K Legal 1, which is also 833-553-4251. We're available via phone. We however you need to get a hold of us, we're going to be there. So any method that works for you will work for us.
Yeah, you've got a beautiful website, and it's
Thank
really
you.
easy to navigate. I just took a look at it even before we got online. So thank you very much for being my guest today. I love the value that you bring, and I would encourage you in the audience, if you are in that place, then get a hold of Tycha and talk to her. Or if you know somebody who is struggling with that, even if they are already talking to another attorney, I would encourage you to let them get on the phone or have a visit with Tycha, because she is really gifted in what she's doing. So Tycha, let's keep this conversation going. I love what I'm hearing. And now, if you enjoyed the Hot Seat podcast today in our audience, if you enjoyed this and you're thinking, man, I'd like to get on that hot seat, I could crush it, then you're absolutely right. You probably could. So let's talk. And if you would go to calltheenergizer.com to book a call with me, we can figure out if the hot seat is the right thing for you and maybe get you on the show. Also, if you would like to bring me into your company or your conference like Tycha did and run a live hot seat there to energize your people and elevate the trust credit culture, then let's talk about that too. Because when trust goes up, everything goes up. So until next time, stay energized, stay trusted. I'm the Trust Energizer.